Put your hands together for Will Duquette.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Give Mike a huge round of applause for taking care of you this morning. All right, Mike and the whole team. Yeah. If you came in late, minus 1,000 points. Don't forget that. And I gave somebody minus 5,000 points for being late this morning. And she knows who she is. Would she like to raise her hand and call herself out for being late today? No, she's looking the other way. No, I'm not even. Not only am I not going to raise my hand, I'm going to act like I'm staring at that bug on the wall. Right? Can you acknowledge it? Okay, so were you late? Okay, what are you mad at me for? I didn't do it. She's like, yes. Right? We don't like to be called out. You cannot win a game without keeping score. Too often people in life fabricate this way that their life is in their head that's not reality. And I'm not saying she does this, I'm saying we do this. And so you cannot win a game without keeping score. If you can't be authentic and honest with yourself that, hey, I'm late. I do this. I shouldn't eat that donut, and I did anyways. I don't know why I'm not losing weight. You got to be the keeper of yourself, because when you become, write this down, 100% responsible for yourself. When you become 100% responsible for yourself and what you create, you then become empowered to go do it differently. Right? So if we try to kind of act like, wow, no, it wasn't me, I wasn't late, or I tried to sneak in, or somebody doesn't notice, we notice. We've been watching you since the day you signed up for this class. Because a lot of you, I read every single one of those after action reviews last night. I do it every single class. I've been doing it for 15, 16 years now since I've been doing events. I do after action reviews and I read what you need, what your wants are, what your concerns are. How many people like the after action reviews and thought it was kind of cool that we can keep in touch with what your needs and wants are? Say yes? Yeah, that's what it's for. It's why I'm so good at what I do now, because I constantly was looking at those. Now, at the beginning, I used to get some I didn't like reading. At all. What do you mean that was that? And I got defensive. And I had to get rid of my ego in order to grow and be more powerful, just like you can as well. Okay, so just acknowledge that you were late, correct? And what's your new commitment? There you go. That's it. Make her feel good. How you feeling right now? Everybody look at her body language, not at me. Don't look at it. Right, got it. How you feeling?
I'm feeling very well.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good now, does it? But see, that's where I want you to get comfortable with being in that situation. Because when a seller says to you, Florence, what do you got to steal houses? What kind of bull crap are you up to here? Are you going to you have to steal my house? It's the only way you can do business? She's going to experience the same thing in a similar fashion, isn't she? Say yes.
Yes.
So won't all of you, right? Say yes. Yes. That's why I want you to be comfortable with this, because she's back. High emotions equal low intelligence. Is she highly emotional with me really focusing on her and something that she perceives that she did wrong because of the old programming from our crappy school system? Say yes? Yes. Yes. You did nothing wrong. You just provided this amazing space for a very powerful conversation. So thank you for that. Give her a huge round of applause. She's like, I'll be late some more. You know, so but she can you experience it that way? And isn't there more power in it that way? So yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, see, and look, you write the story of your life. If you're going to write it some way, don't beat yourself up. Because I know Florence is already beating herself up enough in other areas of her life. And I'm saying stop it. Don't do that no more. Because we already come from a place of being humble and not showing off in front of the other kids and all this type of programming that's no good. Don't talk to strangers, work hard to get ahead. All those programs are running. And as she took this experience as maybe scolding and doing something wrong, I wanted to reframe that and change it into, no, I just didn't live up to my commitment and I'm recommit to it. And that's it. No attachment. Because there's power in that for all of you. So when a seller says to you, like they're going to say to me on the phone here in a minute, they say whatever they say, it's water off a duck's back. It's not going to bother me. I hope one gets mad enough and hangs up on me, so I can call them back again. Hi, I think we got hung up on. Click. What? We did. Okay. I've done it 17 times from the stage before, calling the same person back 17 times. Say, I'm going to call the police. You call me back. Was one of them. Call them back again. Call them back again. Call them back again. And finally, I said, hey. I said, man, he finally. He's like, what? I go, would you please stop hanging up for me to have a conversation with you? He said, sure. He says, what do you want? He goes, I go, I understand you don't like our program where I take over your payments, etc. I understand that you don't want to do that. I just want you to know that I love you. And that's all I said to him. He's like, what? Well, I said, I don't want to leave you in a space like that, because the reality of it is, that's fine, you don't have to do that, but I also don't like to put all this negativity out into the world. And he literally got off of it in front of the stage. You know what, you're right, I'm sorry, I'm having a stressful day, blah, 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 blah. It has nothing to do with me. So it's your commitment to leaving people better than you found them, and empowering them, and having enough power and self-synergy and control to not be affected by what's going on around you. That's the power I want you all lifted up to. Because we're going to talk about the mentorship and coaching program here just before lunch. Instead of telling you, how many people think effective-wise, it'd be a lot easier to just tell you from stage all at the same time what it is, how you can get involved in the price. Is that fair? So yes. Yeah, then we just tell all of you, instead of trying to tell you one-on-one on the side, it would take forever. And we've done it before like that. It doesn't work. And so I'm going to share with you about that. And I'm going to also tell you that we watch you. And just because there is a significant investment to get to one of the higher level mentorship programs, and it's well worth the investment because we quantum leap your success to a 7-figure income within 12 months. How many of you like to make a 7-figure income plus in 12 months or less? Say, oh yeah. And when you got a power team like Prosperity Group behind you and all the coaches and mentors in the buildings right here, how many of you love the fact Prosperity Group's right here in your backyard and you come and touch the building and they're right here, yeah? I love that as well. That's why I'm here. I also will tell you the people that go into the mentorship and coaching program have a 100% success rate. Many people know that's incredible. That is incredible. Give them a huge round of applause for that Prosperity Group. It's part of the reasons, one of the reasons why I'm here, because I won't go speak for anybody that doesn't have a product that they won't stick behind and actually help be very serious about wanting their students to succeed. So is that a more powerful place for you to be? Good. Awesome. How many people see the difference in her personality, right? In her posture, like all of that. Good. That's what you want to do. So now I'll give you 5,000 points back. Now we're back to even. Give her a round of applause. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. Today's the second day. Some of you put on your comment sheets or your after action reviews, I can't wait for Monday. Why? Your life is now. This is not start Monday. It's start now. We're watching you. How you do anything is how you do what? Everything. And if you're not doing certain things, there's a higher level program that's available for some of you, and you may not get entered into it just because of the way you're being here. This is where you start transformation, not Monday, because Monday I'm not going to be there, am I? Nope. You have to take control of your own environment. You have to start, acting as if. Everything I shared with you yesterday morning is all going to come for a circle today and tomorrow. We're going to get into some high content today as well. We got way more stuff to get to. And I want you to be understanding that everything that I set up for the first 2 hours of yesterday, you should be teaching to other people. Who's the new people in here today? First day today. A couple people came in new. Great. Let's acknowledge them for being here today. Thanks for being here. There's a whole conversation that happened prior to this that how many people in here would say they really missed out because they weren't here? Yes? So who's the people who are not here again? Put your hands up. Then I say, keep them up so people can see. I say for you, you want to live powerfully? You want to show me you're a person of integrity that'll pay it forward? Go grab one of these people at certain times on your own time. And we have a very short break, don't we? We do this on purpose. You got to be intentional. How many of you know you waste time all day long doing nothing, getting nothing done? Say yes? Yeah, 10 minutes is more than enough time to go to the bathroom and come back. If you need more time than that, then you got a bladder issue. We can talk about that inside of maybe putting a microphone in there for you. I don't know. The reality of it is we don't need this. People ask me to go to lunch. I'm like, why? My gosh, we're going to waste an hour and a half? Jeez, when I got to go to the bathroom, it aggravates me. Like, man, this is slowing me down. I don't want to go to the bathroom. Eating, what a waste of time. And my gosh, don't even get me on sleeping. Can't stand it. Waste of time. I want to get to it. Doesn't mean that sometimes I don't relax, because I do. When I'm off, I'm off. And I can relax and I can stop, and I literally sit there in bed and do nothing. Sometimes all day. That's my day. I'm doing nothing. What are you doing today? Nothing. Choosing to be a bum loser today. That's all. I'm just hanging out doing nothing. Where's Simpson? Let's watch him. Right? And where's the TV? And that's those days. But for you that want to build wealth for the next 5 years, in order to do that, you must do what most people are not willing to do, which is do what you're already doing now. How many people have a job, J-O-B? All right. How many of you know that it's going to take double duty to get out of that job and start building wealth in real estate? Say yes? Great, I'm glad you understand that. I was bartending, had my own lawn care service, and I was learning real estate investing simultaneously. I didn't get to sleep much. There's times where I was up to 2 o'clock in the morning trying to learn and understand. There was a person who said yes to me on the phone, and I got to figure out, how do I fill out this contract tomorrow? See, there was no mentorship and coaching programs back then. Literally, I remember my daughter getting up in the morning sometimes. She's like, oh, Daddy, you're up early. I'm like, no, Daddy didn't go to sleep yet. Because that's the commitment level it takes. It's going to be challenging at first. And what's really cool about it, and a pilot taught me this after I had this conversation in the past, is, that's kind of like when we take off. A commercial pilot says, when you fly a plane, it expels something like 80% of its fuel getting off the ground and getting up to altitude. And then from there, it just coasts, and then it lands, and it takes nothing to land. And it's the same thing with building your business in real estate. You got to work really hard. You got to expel a lot of energy at first, and then you get to just coast, kind of like I do right now. Like I did a deal this morning. I got a house deal this morning in my hotel room. Got a house deal this morning. It's done. I wish I was like, man, how can I record this for them? Right? Because it's like that. I'm doing this. I'm not just a speaker and a trainer. I actually do this. I'm a product of a product. And so now I coast, and I just cherry pick that deal, and cherry pick that deal, and cherry pick that deal. So I want you to all be clear on the people who raise their hand. You really want to be powerful? Pay it forward and go teach them one thing that you learned yesterday. That's all you have time for. Just go up to that one person, people who are new, and just say, hey, you got a second? I want to teach you one quick thing. And get to it. Be intentional. Stop wasting your time and get to it. How many of you would like for me to share with you a video that's very funny later on today, and it can eliminate your excuses for not getting anything accomplished in your life? How many people love to watch that video and it's fun? Say yes? Yes. I'm going to do that later on today. It's easy. It takes 2 words to embed in there. Now, I'm going to do live call. Oh, who did not do the homework, by the way? Who did their homework? Who did their overnight assignment? I don't like saying homework. It's too conventional wisdom, because nobody likes homework. All right, who did not do their overnight assignment? Who should have done it? Because if you weren't here yesterday, you didn't know about it. But by the way, if you weren't here yesterday and you did it, put your hand up. You got 10,000 points. That'd be pretty darn good. Okay, so who did not do their overnight assignment? Put your hands up high. Put your hands up high. Okay, were you here yesterday?
Yes, but I had to leave early.
Okay, you had to leave early. Okay, so you couldn't do the overnight assignment.
Put a contract on my house.
Okay, so how far were you driving between here and there?
Down to Copperfield.
I don't know where Copperfield is. I know David Copperfield, that's about it.
Probably about 10, 12 miles from here.
About 15, 20 minutes. Well, here, 40 hours. Right?
Yeah.
Your traffic's horrible here. All right, could you have made a phone call on the ride there? Because we handed you a number. We handed you a sheet and we told you what to ask them. Could you have done that? Yeah, so you could have gotten it done, right? Yeah, so would you admit that? Yeah. But you were being reasonable with your time. I don't want you being reasonable with your time. Broke people are reasonable with their time. I want you to be unreasonable with your request of what you can get done in one day. I learned this when I went through boot camp in Fort Benning, Georgia. Who's ever been to military boot camp? Where's that? You go to boot camp, all of a sudden you realize how much crap you can get done in one damn day. It's amazing. I remember, we're going to do this today, and I'm like, yeah, we're doing it this month. Are you kidding, drill sergeant? Take a chip, what? The sun's not even up. Get there, right? And at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, we did do all this. It's amazing what you can get done if you commit to it and want to actually really do it. How many people know that if you want to be a millionaire in the next 12 to 24 months, it's going to take something? Say yes? Yeah, well, if you're going to cry and complain about the 10-minute breaks and then this and then that and the other thing, we made it so easy, it's ridiculous. You've got to start being very responsible, powerful adults, being unreasonable with your requests, because if it was so easy to be a millionaire, wouldn't there be a lot more people, say yes, that are millionaires? There would be. It's going to take something. It's going to take a massive commitment from you, and today we turn it up a notch, and tomorrow even more so. You all said you want to be wealthy, and I'm watching some of you not do what I asked you to do. So did you minus 1,000 points? Who else did not do? No, I'm not raising my hand. Who else didn't do their overnight assignment? What's your excuse?
I really was confused on it, and
okay, so Lewis was confused on it. Did you hear me ask last night any questions about the overnight assignment?
Well, what I did.
Yes or no?
Going to practice.
Right.
I ended up going to Craigslist. I read this and it had July the 8th on it, and
oh, so it was July the 8th, so it looked old, so it's probably not good. So here's a good excuse. I'll use that one. I'm not doing it. Right? Got it. High five, right? How many people know we do this? Yeah. We do this to ourselves. Oh, well, it's probably not a deal. There's the worst thing in the world you can do about a deal. Read the ad and try and figure out if it's a motivated seller. By the way, how do I know this? I used to do it. I used to call the ads that said motivated seller, and you called them. They're motivated to sell for top price. Not what I'm looking for. Don't read the ad. Call and ask the questions. All you can do is ask, will you do this, will you do this, will you do this, will you do this? And then they tell you yes, no, and maybe and why. And you're cold reading their conversations and their body language as you talk to them. You're building rapport and you're following up 70% of the time. That's real estate investing. Not trying to pick the one that's going to be the easiest sale. Call them all. Don't cherry pick the leads. Call them all. And the ones that have equity and money in it, you keep calling. Yes, sir.
I did call Craigslist and get.
You called Craigslist, so you did your overnight assignment.
Right.
So you did do it.
It wasn't what you had asked.
Well, listen, I said you can go on Craigslist and get other stuff, so you did the overnight assignment. Okay, perfect. So you did do it, right? Yes.
So the houses, some of them that were on here, they've been newly renovated. So
Yeah.
what is the point of calling them?
What's the point? How did you know they're newly renovated? Is this say it in the ad? Okay, great. So she says, what's the point of calling?
Because they know they're hoping they can get top dollar for it, and they renovate.
Yeah. Well, how do you know that? Does it say it in the ad? We're hoping to get top dollar? Look, I'm telling you, she's asking a normal question, isn't she? But I want you to get out of a pulper's mentality and stop thinking the way you would be thinking. How many of you would deed your house over to me with 50% equity in it? Who would deed it over to me and let me take over your payments in here? Anybody raise your hand? I'll get the paperwork out. Look around the room. That's none of us. Why? We're money motivated. There's people out there that are not. There's people out there who are. And it's not for us to cherry pick which ones will and which ones won't, because you don't have a crystal ball. You don't know. And today's no is absolutely going to change possibly into tomorrow's yes, where you make money with that deal. We have had many times where I've got on the phone and said, there ain't no way in heck, I just remodeled this whole thing. It's awesome. I want top dollar. I'm just not going to sell. Okay, fine. Next month, same thing. Next month, same thing. I literally bought a house 4 years later. If they didn't sell the house 4 years later, do you think they might start thinking, hey, maybe I'm asking a little bit too much, and maybe I should adjust? I'm not kidding. 4 years later, I got those FSBO sheets back there. I do this. I keep the ones that have equity. The first thing is find out if they got equity. We just remodeled it. Great. You put $50,000 into the house. How much you owe? $200,000. What's it worth? $300,000. There's $100,000 equity in there. Just because they put 50 grand in there, that's not on the house. That's what they spent. And write this down. All sellers' mind change with time and circumstance. All of them do. They'll either sell the house or you'll buy the house. And you keep following up on the homes that you want. Remember, we're plan B. We're not plan A. And so you cannot cherry pick what is a good deal. What is a good lead? Which leads should I talk to? Which one should I not call? Call them all. So what's the point? To find out if there's a motivated seller on the other line. Does that answer your question?
So you're hoping for eventually that they will reduce the price.
No, I'm not hoping, because that's kind of a wimp word. I'm calling them expecting them to reduce the price.
Okay, so you buy it at that reduced price, but then what's the profit for you if they couldn't sell it at their price?
Oh, I love this one. How in the world could I be so arrogant to think I'll sell this house when these geniuses couldn't? How many realtors have been in here, listed a house and never sold it? Put your hands up. Right? There's only a couple realtors in. How many? I bought a house literally where I made 127,000, 150, somewhere around there, over 100 grand, and it was listed for a year and a half. Oh, well, the realtors are professionals and they know everything, and they got the MLS and they know how to sell it all. And why didn't it sell? I sold it 90 days later and made $150,000 profit. Somebody say cha-ching. That's with $10 down. You don't need money to buy real estate. We're going to teach you how to find money if you need it. So how would you do it? The numbers work. You just follow up. If the numbers work, we move forward. If they don't, you just have a conversation. If you're new, I'd say call those leads even more so, because probably it ain't a deal, but at least you start getting into the conversation of real estate investing. And you'll start failing forward fast. And if you screw up a deal where it's not a deal, you didn't lose nothing. But when you get a good deal and you mess it up because you didn't practice, because you didn't want to call everybody, then you missed the deal and you lost 100 grand. I'm telling my students, you're going to lose $250,000 to $500,000 getting good at this. Missing deals. It's not that you got the money and you lost it, it's that you just didn't get the money in your pocket. I say you start screwing it all up and hurry up and get past $250,000 so you can start making $1 million. Fail forward fast. Does that make sense? Say yes? Does that answer your question? Yeah, so I call up. You guys are going to give me leads that I'm completely going to be like, hey, some will, some won't, someone's waiting, so what? I mean, these are for sale by owners. They're motivated. We're cold calling them. These are the hardest leads to go convert. And I'm going to call them right now. Knowing full well, most of them are going to say what? No thank you right now. And some will, and I'll convert them, and I'll actually close, and we'll make money. All right? Any other questions before we get going calling lives? How many of you know that as I call live, you're going to start seeing it a little bit more? Like, I'm very, 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 I'm literally, no joke, probably one of the best on the planet at doing what I'm about to do. And I don't say it from an ego. I say it because I used to be horrible at this. And I kept studying and studying and training and screwing. I know I've lost $1 million worth of deals, if not more, getting to my level. And I'm constantly still learning today. And so just go do it. I'm a master at it. Just be very clear on, I didn't have the script you guys have, and I also didn't have me, and I didn't have the mentorship, and I have all that stuff before. I had to fail forward fast, and I just messed up deals. I record my calls, and you should record your calls with sellers, and listen to yourself. You'll see what you did wrong, what not effective. It's not even right or wrong, it's ineffective. And so I had a video or audio of myself in the past where I literally had this guy say yes to let me take over his payments, and I kept talking, and he said no. Changed his mind. On a recording. It's because I was selling it like I wasn't sure of it. At first I said, would you sell your house with Joe? And he says, yeah. So what we do is we take over payments until we get the house resold as long as your house qualifies. Is that something you want to do? He said, yes. I said, great. So what I do from there is I put it into a land trust. And don't worry about this thing you don't know about called the Garn-St. Germain Federal Depository Act of 1982, which states for intensive purposes what we need to know is that you can put your house into a land trust without the lender calling the loan due. So don't worry about the due on calls that you didn't know about a minute ago, because I'm going to take care of that with this trust agreement. And then he's like, listen, write this down. Speak to them like intelligent 7-year-olds. What I just said is exactly what I used to do, a little mini seminar. And what I was doing is kind of telling it to them like, do you think this is going to work? They told me this is work, but I don't know. Never did it. So that's what I did ineffectively. You have a quick question, Daryl, before we move on?
More of a comment. I saw an ad, which basically is like that. It was like this long, telling everything the guy had done to it. It's like $198,000 he was asking him.
Yeah.
I called him and called him. He needs to move for the weekend. I said, what's the rock bottom of this house? He paid $187. It's like $11,000.
Yeah.
Drop with one price.
Yeah. When you write an ad to sell a house, make sure you don't do that. Don't put a whole bunch of information. You want to leave out information on purpose for why. They have to call you. Now you got somebody raise their hand saying they might be interested. Great, that's called building a buyer's list. When you write every single thing in there that they need, and God forbid you put the address. I hate that the MLS makes you put the address in there. And so now they can go research the whole thing without you. But he said, yeah, very, very quick. Listen, $10,000, $20,000 in a real estate transaction, almost automatic. I just did 2 land deals at a couple weeks ago with Raiza. She brought it to me off a Craigslist ad. How much does a Craigslist ad cost, by the way? Free. Yeah, so the guy calls us. He wants $76,000 for this 40 acres plot of land in Florida. How many people know that's already a pretty good deal? 40 acres, raw land, 70 grand. It's worth about 150. He knows it's worth 150. I flat told him this straight out. I said, here's the deal. I bought land before. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun, and I didn't lose money with it, but it's just not fun. So unless I can steal this from you, I don't want it. I literally said that to him. Like, I want you to be offended by how silly low I'm willing to pay for this. Are you okay with that? He says, well, what's your offer? I said, well, let me tell you. After saying that, what's your next best price you can do? And I can tell you you're going to want to write this down. And I can tell you very quickly whether I'm interested or not. What happens is, it sounds like I said, you better say something low or I'm hanging up, didn't it? But I didn't say that. You tell me what your absolute bottom dollar price is, and I can tell you very quickly whether I want it or not. Boy, does that put them to task. They pause. Ooh, I'm on notice. This guy might not buy it if I don't say the right number. The guy dropped from $76,000 immediately to 40 grand. I said, we're getting close. I said, I'm looking probably about 30. I talked to him more. He owned it free and clear. I said, how much cash do you need at closing? He says 20. I said, how about if I give you 20 grand at closing, and you take back a second for the other 10, and I'll pay you when I get it resold, no interest, no payments with a 3-year balloon. He said, okay. Somebody say cha-ching. Cha-ching. It's $10 down, and I tied up this property. He then in the conversation said, I'll even throw in this other 2.6 acres lot that I have for free. I said, sign here. This guy has now decided he don't want to do this no more. There's a thing called suing for specific performance of a contract. Now, how much money do I have involved in these properties right now? $10. I got under contract. I started doing title. He's starting to get squirrely on me because somebody, well, what if they change their mind? What if they want to do this? What if they want to do that? As soon as I sign a purchase and sales agreement, it's binding. It's done. And so now he's being crazy. This guy sends me an email one day, crazy. He's all mad that I put it on the MLS and I'm selling it for $150. Who gave you permission to do that? I said, when you signed a purchase and sales agreement, you did. You can't do that. I said, obviously I can because I did, and who cares how much I'm asking for it? You agreed to that price. I'm going to try to get top dollar. I'm going to do my marketing, and if I get that, great, and if I don't worry about it. You got what you asked for, and we're going forward. No, we're not, blah, blah, blah. He acts crazy in an email. Okay, so I called the title company and said, well, hold on, doing title search. I'm not really sure, crazy boy over here is going sideways on me. And so he calls me like the next week. He contacts Raiz and says, so we still set for closing? So I said, what are we doing here? So he spazzes on me again. Nope, I'm done playing your games. I'm like, what games? He's going back and forth with me and Raiz being silly. Of course, it's all documented right here. So I decided yesterday, you know what? We're not going to even set. I told the title company, hang on to that. I'm going to go sue him for specific performance of a contract, give my attorney $1,000. In about a year and a half, I'll force him to sell me this property for exactly what he agreed, and it's going to go up in value about 20% by then. So go ahead, play games with me. It's not which way you win or lose, it's which way you win first. How many people love the fact that you can posture yourself like that? Say yes? Yes. It's all about posture and control. When you know you're in control and when you're postured, no matter what they do. He's freaking out on me one day. And, I think he's bipolar by his email. If you look at it, it looks like it. And the reality of it is, it has nothing to do with me, whatever. That's his stuff. I'm like, look, I'm willing to close. If you want to close, we'll close. If not, I'll just handle it a different way. It's up to you. We got a legally binding contract. What do you want to do? He ignored it. Okay, fine. There's my answer. And that's what you do. It's business. Whatever. Fine. At the end of the month, renters are going to send you a check or an excuse. I say, cash the check. Don't take the excuses. It's just business. If you are afraid of the litigation and being in court with real estate, then don't do it. Because you're going to be in court. If you do anything and you're up to something, and you start making big money, you start playing around with big money, somebody's going to try and sue you for it sometime. How do I know this? I've had people deed me their house. I make their payments for 2 years. I have a law firm come back and say, hey, you duped him out of the house. He wants it back. Even though I spent $20,000 to rehab it, he was already 3 months behind on payments, and I brought that current, and I made the payments current ever since and paid him on time. Even though he was late 6 times before I came into the picture, I should just give him his house back after I rehabbed it and paid his payment for 2 years. Isn't that fair? Yes. Not even. I said, I don't think so. Largest law firm in Florida came after me. I said, good luck. See you in court. And I beat their butts. Stood right there and said, how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. There were 5 attorneys in suits. Hey, how you doing? You could see their hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. And I'm looking, I'm like, I'm going to kick your freaking butts. And they're like, I can see him go, this tactic didn't work. I even said to them, is this all you brought? And I sat down in mediation. They were like, this bastard ain't going to be easy. And I sat there and literally tore his client apart on tape. Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you agree to this? Did I hold a gun to your head? Right? They kept fabricating all this silly stuff. Doesn't matter. So it has nothing to do with me. It's kind of fun. I love going to kick attorneys' butts, especially when they're the largest law firm in Florida. And I beat them. Not my attorney. My attorney sat there and goes, when you said that, I wanted to sit up and high five. I said, yeah, I know. I love to go in there and put people in. When you know what you're doing. And it takes a while to get there. And you'll learn it. So you got to not be afraid of certain things. You got to handle your fears. All right? Who else? Yes. Question? You didn't do your overnight assignment? Okay, what's your excuse? So, how many of you always get it's just an excuse? No matter what he's about to say, it's an excuse. Because I know for a fact that every single one of you could have, and nobody has a good enough excuse not to do it. Even the people who are not here. Even the people who are not here could have gotten their homework done, couldn't they? Because the person that knew it could have told it to them and said, you should do this too for this exercise. Yes? Yeah, not their fault, and yet they still could have. They would have got massive kudos for that. Both the person that did that and the person that told them about it. Because that's living powerfully. Not coming up with, look, she's smacking him. Why didn't you tell me? Elbows. Yeah, why didn't you tell her you're not supposed to sit together too? You wouldn't have got hit. All right, what you got?
Well, I had a errand that I had to run.
An errand? You're probably the only one that had an errand. I didn't have any errands. You already see it's ridiculous, don't you? It's like, never mind, just take my 1,000 points.
I'll tell you what, though. Something tonight.
You're going to do it? Yeah, you better do it tonight. Oh, man. Look, we're human and we do this. And what the point is, you have to manage this. You've got to stop laughing at it and start taking it serious. Because how you do anything is how you do what? Everything. And if you really want to be a millionaire in the next 5 years, it takes stop doing that silly stuff. Who in here knows that you could have, that didn't do it, knows you could have gotten it done if you really, really wanted to and you committed to? Put your hands up. All right, yeah, that's everyone, of course. So enough spanking there and start like really acting as if you're serious about becoming a millionaire in the next 12 to 24 months. Did anybody go out and ask anybody for any money? Or how much money was in their pocket? Anybody do that? You big chickens. That would have been extra credit. You were going to do it and you forgot? Yeah, good luck trying to get money from the McDonald's guys in the drive-thru, but yeah, you could have done your homework that way. Overnight assignment. All this stuff is to help you get comfortable with money and sales and doing things you're not used to doing. So tonight's overnight assignment is, all of you must go out and ask somebody how much money they have in their pocket. You can do it or not, it's entirely up to you.
With a pistol?
No, not with a pistol. You guys signed a disclaimer, and here's another disclaimer. You're on your own for whatever you do. How many people know there's multiple ways you can do this? I can go up to Chris, I don't know Chris, and go, hey Chris, how much money you got in your pocket? Freak him out a little bit, right? Or I can say, hey Chris, I'm in this seminar, and this freaking idiot Will, right? I got to do this homework, right? And so I got to ask you, how much money do you have in your? Is that an easy way out? Yeah. So if you got to start there, if you got to start in this room, you can do it. But your homework overnight assignment is somebody outside this room and a stranger. Total stranger. Oh yeah, stranger danger, right? Don't talk to strangers. Yeah, well no. And then you're also going to play. How many people know this is almost as fearful as that arrow breaking yesterday? Say yes? Yes. Absolutely. Why? Because the program in your head. You don't talk to strangers, and you definitely don't talk about money with them. And you sure as heck don't ask them to show them it in your pocket. Because that's just damn crazy. And I'm glad the 8-year-old's not here today. Oh, wait a minute. What happened? Where is she?
Well, she already promised Mom that she was going to go to
Okay, so she's not going to make it today?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, it's on now. You can't collect her $5.
Well, that's what she wanted me to do. She said that make sure.
No, it don't work that way. Got my mouth to her ears or she ain't paid. Don't you go repeating it either. Yes, sir.
Did she do her assignment?
She made some phone calls, but we left.
Just never get a hold of anybody?
Yeah, we left a bunch of voicemails.
Yeah, so an 8-year-old went home and did it, but you guys have a good excuse why you couldn't. And I did it on purpose because my 12-year-old daughter answered my phone one time, and she literally pre-screened a seller with the FSBO sheet and got a house deeded to us with $30,000 worth of equity over the phone. Yes, I'll let you take over my payments, and yes, you can have it for what I owe on it. 12 years old, squeaky voice over the phone. That's how easy this is for you now to do. You don't even have to know what you're doing. And yes, I took her to Disney and she got paid, so don't send no hate mail.
What time can you call?
What time?
Yeah.
Anytime I want.
Because I work night shift, so I'll do nothing at night. I sit in my office with the computer.
Yeah, so you can collect all your data, so when it's a reasonable time to call them, call them. Right? I literally bought houses at 2 in the morning. Back in the day when the phone used to ring at my phone, whatever I'm doing, I'm answering that phone. And I mean anything. Yes, that. Literally have done that multiple times. That will be there in a minute. That call might not. She might not be happy with me in a minute, but that's the deal. Ring, ring, ring. I'm out of bed. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I didn't expect anybody. People said I didn't expect anybody to answer at 2 in the morning. Oh, we never sleep. What you got? Right? I was intentional. I was up to making money. I wanted to get out of the rat race. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was told if I do this, I'll be rich. What do you do? Multiple talent. Tell me. Answer your phone at 2 in the morning. That's what. I can't even remember how many times people said, I didn't think you were going to answer the phone. Great. Well, you're right. You got a house for sale? Great. And I literally go over to the house 2 o'clock in the morning. Be right over. I'm not going to cherry pick. Oh, well, let's make an appointment for Monday at 2 o'clock. Yeah, right. You're missing that deal. How do I know this? After I got successful, I got lazy and started going, yeah, let's make an appointment. And I found another person who took it. Oh, darn. Duh, common sense. You can't steal in slow motion. Get there. I'm not kidding. I had a commitment back then. I said, look, if the phone rings, I don't care what we're doing. I'm going to get the deal. And here's why. I said, I'm sick and tired of being a bartender and a lawn maintenance guy. Aren't you sick of being a waitress, is what I told her? We were literally out to dinner going to meet her parents. And ring, 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 the phone rings, and she looks at me like, I hope they did a deal. And she knew. Oh, house deal? Yes. I said, you have two choices. You can go in and have dinner with them, or you can come with me, but I'm going there. Which one do you want to do? Now, is that popular? Say no. No. But is that what successful people do and champions do? Say yes. Yes. Take charge of your environment. Don't allow anybody else to steal your success. Commit to what it is you say you want to do, and do it no matter what the challenge is. Because how many of you realize at first she didn't like that, and the first check of 17 grand, and the second one of and the next one of 70,000, and the next thing you know, we're financially free. All of a sudden she gets it. Yeah, answer that phone. What are you, crazy? Right? So, they said put "We Buy Houses" signs on all your cars, including your wives. They didn't like that, especially because she didn't come to the seminar. So I said, bring the other person here so they can see what's going on, and they'll be excited about helping you. You're not just this crazy man that went to a seminar and got brainwashed. Wow, they're really making money doing this exactly this way. I put "We Buy Houses" signs all around her minivan. Admittedly, it was kind of ridiculous because it was all the way around. And she comes home, oh, that's embarrassing. I'm not going to drive that van. I said, well, park it where the most amount of people will see it then. She used to bring it home and put it in the garage and close the door. She was so embarrassed by it. Guy came over to spray our house. Pest control. Sees the thing, gives her the number. I call. It's my first 2 deals I ever did. $17,600. All of a sudden, she wants to tattoo that thing. "We Buy Houses" on her head. Right? Wear a bikini. Let's show, right? You'll get over that. It's called don't worry about what other people are thinking. All of what I'm asking you to do is what I did. Does this help you guys? If it does, say yes. Yes. Don't let them stop you. Be dogmatic about it. Don't ask for any excuses and move forward. And in 6 months or a year when they go, that friggin' worked. Because you don't live in the same house. You're not driving the same car. And that job, I want you to say, you know, boss, I'm upping my income and now you can up yours. And walk out. I'm not kidding. Most powerful thing I did was I got fired for calling in with walking pneumonia with a doctor's excuse. It made me so damn mad. I said, I'll never rely on another employer for income again, and I haven't since. I went out and started my own lawn care service first, and then got into real estate. It's a stepping stone, real estate. And so I want you to be mad enough with your situation to really do something about it. For some of you, it's a challenge because you're comfortable. You're making an okay living. That's called fear is complacency. Oh, I'm making $100 grand. I'm doing okay. Fine. You still got a boss. You still got challenges. You're still being told what to do. How many of you want to wake up in the morning and you do what you want to do every single day? Say yes. Yes. That's what I'm offering you. Do what we ask you to do and watch it happen. It's not a pipe dream. It's reality. I did it. I'm not a genius. Any single one of you can beat me in a spelling bee. Any single one of you have better penmanship than me. I've had attorneys sit at the closing table and make fun of it, my purchase and sales agreement. And to which I said, you know, sir, yeah, that penmanship is horrible, and I did probably spell some words incorrectly, and you probably could beat this in a court of law, but we're not in a court of law, we're at a closing. And it says right here in this HUD statement that you made $560 to close this, and I made $57,600 to close this. I think I'm doing okay. When you go cash a check, they don't say, did you do it right? Well, let's check your spelling. The only thing I want spelled right is my name on that fat check. We clear on our priorities. This is a priority conversation. Today you get crystal clear on your priorities. Remember I told you go home and take inventory of what you're really committed to the next 5 years? It's time to clean the closet and be like, you know what? Maybe I don't need that thing. Here's how I got started. I sold all my toys I had back then. I had a motorcycle, I had a boat, I had 7 cars that were pieces of junk for most of them, but I had them all, but I had them financed. I went home and sold all of that stuff so that I could commit to being a real estate investor, including my 1980 Corvette that I hand-built myself and refurbished. I sold it at a garage sale for $7 grand, half what it was worth, because I was so committed to that. Who cares? How many of you know that I can go buy a 1980 Corvette right now, no problem, fully restored if I wanted to? Say yes? Yes. Yep. Because I knew I was going to make it. I knew I was going to make it. Not maybe I'm going to make it. So I want you to blind faith believe you're going to make it. Now we have a very short time to actually make some calls, and here's the way I'm going to do this. First off, when I'm doing calls live on my phone and you're on the speakerphone, and I say something funny, and I do, you guys can't be laughing in the background. It's really hard to explain why 70 people are laughing in the background over our conversation. So your job is to be what? Shh, quiet. You cannot make any noise, you can't talk. Don't say anything at all. Well, I'm going to be having a conversation here. You'll hear them or you won't through the speakers. Don't tell me to adjust it. I've done this for many years. I will adjust it. I'll answer your questions at the end. We're going to move past this very, very quickly. Who thinks they have a decent deal, a good deal here? All right, so here's what I need. I need something with the R after repaired value. I need something with how much they owe, the payments, the costs, right? Like that. Those numbers are all I need. Put your name and your phone number at the top, especially if you spoke to those people, so that I can say that I'm working for you and following up on the lead. All right? So for those people that said they have it, go ahead and bring them up here with that and set them on this table. And I'm going to get started calling people live here in just a second. Any questions? Yes, sir.
What if they're investors?
What if they're investors? They got a deal? Is it decent?
They're asking $59,000 for the house with the ARV, the $90,000.
You guys think it'd be valuable to hear me talk to another investor?
Yeah.
All right, well, we can get to it. Bring it. Bring it! All right. All right, you put your hand up first? Somebody, you put your hand up first? So I thought, I want to go in kind of order.
I just bring it to the house.
Okay. We'll get to as many as we possibly can here in the next 15 minutes or so. 11 minutes. We got to get going.
This is 5-unit property, and he has a remodel also. He may be doing it as a package deal. This is the units right here.
Yeah,
This is the home.
So it's two different deals. Is he an investor?
He can do it as one. No, he privately owns the property. He wants to sell it because he's getting older. He just wants to know.
Okay, so it's two different deals though?
It can be or it can be a package. Either one.
Okay, so let me ask a better question. It's two different properties.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So it's two different deals.
Okay.
So I'm glad this came up. If somebody's selling multiple houses, it's multiple different deals. You have to screen each one separately. You can't just buy a package deal and go, oh, this one's a loser, but this one's a winner, so it'll balance it out. You don't want to do that. How do I know this? Yeah, don't do that. All right, I'm not really familiar with these FSBO sheets, but I'll deal with it the best I can because these are not mine. Go ahead and just set it down, and I'll get to them. We have plenty right here, so if you haven't brought it up yet, go ahead and drop those, and that's about all we're going to be able to get to at this break. I will work on doing live calls again later. It's all right. I'll call you up if I have questions with it.
No, it's
All right, so what's your guys' job? Because if you don't, I'm going to tell them, okay, that was people in the background laughing because I got you live on a call, and I have done that before, but I don't like to because it kind of freaks them out. This is a 404 area code. That's Georgia. Oh, that's you. I was about to call you. It's not the first time I've done that, too. Okay, what's 409 is his number? This is Josie. 49769. Josie and the Pussycats. No, we're not going to say that to him. You talked to David? Where's David? Where'd he go? He talked to you? Call afternoon. Too bad. Probably won't answer because of that, huh? And normally you would want to... Hello?
This person cannot be reached at the moment. Please leave a message after the tone. After you leave a message, you can modify it.
Okay. Now, on this lead it says call afternoon, and normally you would want to respect that for sure. Absolutely. But because we're doing it right now, we attempted it. He may call me back. That's happened before where I'm talking to people and I just call them back. All right, so we missed that one. Steve Hudson. Steve Hudson, where's that? Where's Steve? Okay. Did you talk to this person?
Yes.
On Zillow, asking $335. Zillow estimates $268. Is Jenny?
Yeah, and she's asking $321 for the property.
She's asking $321. So way higher than what you really think it's worth.
Yeah.
What do you think it's?
Free and clear.
What do you think it's really worth?
She was guessing around $350 is what she said.
So you're not. The answer is you don't know. Yeah, because she could tell you what they think it is. But this is. Remember, I told you this is how you educate the people, right? This is going to be an educational conversation for them. Yeah, I know you think it's worth $350, but I can tell you now, based on my quick research, I come up with a quick estimate of about $270, $280. And they may not like that, but at least I have put that out there, so if they at least start considering it. And she's already asking way more than that, right? Where are you at with this?
She said she dropped it to $315. That's what she told us to look.
$315. Okay. And her name is Jeannie. Jeannie Callum. Hi, is this Jeannie?
Yes.
Hey, Jeannie, my name is Will. I'm calling about the house you have for sale. You got a couple minutes to talk about it?
Sure.
Okay. I got most of the information. I guess you spoke to Steve Hudson. He's my partner.
Yes,
So I got a lot of information from him. And I don't have all the information, but I have some of it. So I wanted to get a quick conversation here about what the details are on this house. What's your reason for selling it?
We're moving to Colorado next year about this time or September.
Oh, okay. So you really don't need to sell for about a year then, correct?
Yeah, that's why we just put it on the market for sale by owner. If it sells,
Do you guys move sooner if it sells, or you want to stay in it?
No, we'll leave sooner if it sells. We have a house up in Houston.
You got a
That's our
house?
second home.
You have a house already in Colorado?
No, we are in the middle of having one built. But we have a house in Houston that we live in, and that's our second home.
Oh,
down
okay.
there.
Okay, got it. Well, let me ask you, what's your absolute bottom dollar price you think you'd sell this for? And then I can tell you very quickly if we could be interested.
Probably 310. That's about it.
310?
Uh-huh.
Okay, now,
We bought pretty high, and we have a lot of nice stuff inside.
what, is it coming furnished? Is you selling it furnished? Is that what you mean?
Yes, completely furnished.
Okay. All right. Well, then that changes it slightly. That to us is obviously we're real estate investors. You understand that correctly? Correct?
Pardon?
We're real estate investors, so you understand that, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. So that's almost pretty much retail value from what I see on what my quick analysis. I haven't done a full comps on it.
Well, actually, two houses up, it sold furnished for $321.
Right. So basically, by the time we pay closing costs, we're at full retail price. You see that?
Okay.
Yeah. So more than likely, it's not going to work at 310. And I get you're not really desperate to sell anytime soon, so we might just follow up. But one question I would ask you is this: would you be considering maybe doing some owner financing on it? Where we take it over for a price we agree on?
No,
No.
not at all.
So it's all cash, or you're not selling it, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And so if you
Yeah,
don't.
we need the money out of that for the home that we're going to buy up in
Right.
Colorado.
Well, so if you don't get 310 cash, you'd rather not sell it?
That's right.
Okay. Well, I can offer one other possibility, and I've done this with other people before. Typically what we do in situations like this is have you go out and refinance it because you can do it faster, quicker, and easier, and that we could take over the payments of that new refinance loan. That's a possibility. Is that something you might be interested in doing?
But that would be that we would be secondarily liable on it.
I didn't understand. You said what, hon?
That would mean that we would be secondarily liable on it.
Yeah, you would have to get a mortgage.
No, we wouldn't do that either.
No.
We wouldn't do that.
Okay.
No.
All right, well, great. Well, I'll just tell Steve about our conversation, and we'll follow up, because obviously the numbers won't work for us with this, but good luck with it, and we'll be in touch about a month or two and keep up in contact, and maybe we can do something later.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jeannie. Bye-bye. You guys get a lot of value out of that? Yeah, see, it's just a conversation. Okay, no, she's obviously not motivated to sell at all. And she's not willing to do those things. But here's what I want you to be clear on is I planted those seeds. Right now she's like, no. But later on, I'm probably the only one who would have done that as far as an investor. Unless you guys been here and understand that. See, because now she's like, no. Later on, when things are tight, and she's talking to her husband about this, if she has a husband, I'm assuming, or whoever the person might be that's going to make a decision to selling, might say, well, this one guy, and then Steve, by the way, here, come get this. Stephen, as you go forward, you follow up with her and remind her of that conversation. You should call her once a month. That's a conversation once a month. And I have a tickler file for every single month, and I pull out my FSBO sheets, and I call them up again. Hey, this is Stephen. We'll talk to you about these possibilities. Where are you at with that? Nope. Okay, great. How's it going? How's your house being built? I put notes on there about what we talked about, and I start building a long-term relationship with them. And that's what you do. Now, the only reason why we're doing that is because of the equity. There's a ton of equity. She does not want to give it up right now at all, and so far she's saying no. But if she doesn't get her house sold and her house starts getting done, and they're ready to move in a year, is her motivation going to change tremendously? Yep. All sellers' minds change with time. This is what I mean about 70% of your business is follow-up. Because if we can get her to go refinance this in a number that makes sense, because 310 doesn't, unless they got a grand piano and all this expensive stuff she said she has that you could actually go and sell, and or maybe sell with the property. Who knows? So that's a possibility. All right, Chris, what's this one? Chris Matthews.
Yes.
Leave a message. Did you talk to this person?
Yeah, I talked to
Shane?
him. He bought it in February. He's a house flipper too.
He's flipping it?
Yeah, he's moving on to other projects.
Does he owe anything on it?
Yeah, he owes 49. That's what he's willing to sell.
Is that what he owes on it?
Yeah.
So he's willing to sell for what he owes on it?
Right.
Is it a private loan, or do you know?
I didn't.
Okay. Name is Shane, right?
Yeah.
What's it worth?
He says 95, but if you go to HAR.com by the price per square foot is 41.8.
So he says about 95. It's about 100, 95, 100. Does it need repairs?
Yes. He said licensed contractor about 20,000.
Yeah.
Your call has been forwarded
He's upside
to
down
an
on this
automatic
thing.
voice message system.
For us.
97923.
Depends on what the payments are.
0 is not available.
Yeah, I'm calling about the house you got for sale, but since you'd answer your phone, I have a suitcase full of cash right now with $100,000 in it, and I have to spend it today because my CPA told me that. So I'll just call somebody else who will answer the phone, though, but thank you. In your face. He'll probably call me back. He doesn't know it was you, Chris, don't worry. Chris is like, I told you, I have fun and make money, or I'm not playing. How many of you love the fact you can actually have fun with real estate and make a ton of money? Say yes? Yes, have fun. My God, be yourself. Don't. By the way, when you go pre-screen, don't try to be like me unless your personality's like me. Be like you, which God help you if it is, but right? Don't be like me. Be like yourself. Is this Chris again? Chris Wens, W-E-N? Okay. You're Manuel.
Yes.
Why you got Chris? Oh, that's the guy's name. See, I told you, you don't have to be a genius. Be inspired. I'm not that damn smart, I'm telling you. Said Manuel on the top. Okay, got it. All right, so what's this thing worth? What's the ARV on this Manuel? 90. Well, it's 59. Is that what he owes? What's he owe?
Nothing.
He owes it free and clear.
Yes, sir.
All right, he's a FSBO. You live in it? Do you know?
No.
It's vacant?
Yes, sir.
I love it. That house deal this morning has been vacant for 7 years.
Wow.
That I got this morning. Vacant 7 years, claimed bankruptcy. Bank of America is just letting us sit there. Those are everywhere. And I will make money with that property still. I'm going to ask if Manuel's there now, so boneheaded. So. What's the need for fix-up? Cost? $2,000? New kitchen cabinets? You ain't getting for $2,000. Oh, just the kitchen cabinet, not the install.
You have reached the voicemail box of Chris Wens. Please leave a message along with any details, and I will return your call as soon
What is
as
a
possible.
duplex?
Also, feel free to
Here's another
send a
duplex.
text to this
One of the questions I
number,
always ask people is, do you have any other
or
properties for sale?
email to
For
Chris
sure.
at Wednesdays.
Yeah. Follow up with him. That's a good deal. All right, we'll do one more, then we got to move on. I'm over time. Jose C. Are you the owner? Where's Michael Spencer? Okay. Did you talk to this person? Jose?
I think it's a lot.
It's what?
I think it's a lot.
He's asking a lot?
I think it is a lot.
Oh, you think it's just a vacant lot, just dirt? You didn't ask him?
No.
Okay. I'll ask him.
You dropped down to 70,000 from 85,000.
78 to 85, that's not much. Which, I may need your phone number in a minute to follow up with him. Well, I'll just tell him you'll call him. Man, I don't have enough time up here. I want to do a lot more, man. You guys said yesterday was long. That ain't long. 9 to 9's long. What's that? Another?
130.
Yeah.
Please leave your message for...
This is the biggest challenge with doing these live. This is why, by the way, why can't they sell houses? Right here. This is 90% of the time. Try and get a hold of somebody selling a house. Good luck. This is why they don't sell. Because people are like, you know how many people go, oh, it must be fate. You'd be amazed how many people go, oh, it must be fate that I got a hold, because you called me, and I follow up. Yeah, it's fate, all right. Yeah, I only called you. No, I called like 50 people just like you. But yeah, it is fate. It's called tenacity. It's called being there. When you have a house for sale, answer the phone. If you can't do it, somebody else answer the phone. It's imperative. What'd you say?
Wayne said he answered. The guy called, he said he answered.
Where's Wayne?
He's over on the right, on your left.
Good plug. I like that. We'll do it. One more. Where's Wayne?
It's in my handwriting. It's messy.
It's in your. Oh, yeah. There's only one messy handwriting up here.
This guy said he'd answer.
Oh, here's somebody calling back. Who's this?
He's got 2 houses.
Who's this? No, let's find out. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
This is Shane. You just called me a little bit ago.
Okay, who is this?
Shane Credit. You called
Shane?
me about a house for sale.
Oh,
Yeah, Shane.
yeah. You're the one I said I had $100,000 worth of cash, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I thought you might call me back if I said that. I'm on the phone. Can you be quiet back there? All right, sorry, Shane. So I got most of your information about the house. I guess you basically are willing to sell it for what you owe on it, which is $49,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your payments on that? Is that a private loan?
There's no payments.
No payments?
I pay cash for it. I pay cash for them. I'll fix them up and I resell them.
Okay, so you owe $0 on it right now.
Right.
And you want $49,000.
Right.
Okay. So what do you think your absolute bottom dollar price would be to sell it quickly?
49.
49. So if you don't get 49, you're not selling it, huh?
Right. I buy them and fix them and flip them. But it's just that I bought 2 this year, and I've already finished 1. And then I bought an RV park. And we started building cabins on the RV park, and we're really having fun doing that. So I put up Richwood for sale because I can't work on it, and there's no sense in me paying taxes on it for the next year if I'm not going to work on it.
Okay. Well, about the only way I could pay anywhere near 49, because I'm an investor also, is basically where you create owner financing on it. You sell for 49, and let us just take that over. We'll fix it up and get it resold and cash you out, and we get it resold and fixed up. Does that sound like something you'd like to do?
So you're saying that you're going to fix it up and then pay me my 49 when you're done?
Right. We'll actually have a closing. We'll purchase it, and you'll have a first mortgage on the property for 49. No interest, no payments. We put like a 1-year balloon or something, or do one sale. We'll fix it up to use our time, money, and resources to fix it up, resell it. When we get cashed out, you get cashed out. Does that sound like it's fair?
What kind of time limit are we looking at?
So I said it'll give you a 1-year balloon. At the longest, it's 1 year, but we want our money back as soon as possible. So just as soon as we get it fixed up and resold is what we'll do. It could be 30 days.
Yeah,
it could be, yeah, it could be 30 days. It could be 90 days. It could be a year. I don't know, but definitely there'll be a 1-year cap on it.
Okay. Okay, and you're picking up taxes then if it's going to be like a mortgage.
Yeah, it'll be an actual closing. We'll actually own it, and you'll have a first mortgage on it to protect your interest. So when we sell it, you're automatically paid at closing.
Okay. If you want to send me a contract so I can send it to my lawyer too, and you can tell me whether this is good or not.
Your attorney? Oh my gosh, attorneys are deal killers. You use an attorney to go do deals? Okay.
On something like this, I do.
Okay.
I've not done anything like this before.
Sure.
I've always dealt with cash.
Yep. Yeah, I have no problem with sharing that with him. Do you want to meet and get the purchase and sales agreement, or you want to email? You want to send it to him, or Ian copy you, or how do you want to do that?
Just email it to me.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Chris Matthews, you already spoke to him about this once, get that information for you. He'll call you in a little while and give him your email address, and we'll have our assistants and do this paperwork, and we'll send it over to you to send to your attorney, and we'll go from there.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, yeah, this is a deal. That's a done deal. You're going to have to get my information if you want some help with that later on. You guys have deals up here. Come grab these deals and keep them in your possession for right now, so come back and get them. We're going to take a very, very short break. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of time.